is Sharifa and welcome to my first YouTube video. This is my first video, but we're gonna skip the whole long introduction video thing and get right into the video. So I make sewing videos, DIY videos, sewing tutorials, and I'm also gonna share my journey as a self-taught designer. So I taught myself how to sew. I didn't go to school or anything, and so I'm gonna share my journey with you, how I did it, the resources I used. So if you're interested in that kind of content, consider subscribing. And today we're just gonna make a corset belt, from the pattern to the cutting to the making. So here are the measurements you need your bust and waist, and you divide those by 4, and the largest and smallest width is up to you. This is what I mean by largest and smallest width. So now I draw the center front and then the waistline, and I'm going to mark the 8 centimeters on the center front line, and I'm going to also mark under bust measurement, and we're going to draw a straight line and then also mark our waist measurement, which is smaller than the under bust measurement. And now we are going to sketch our shape, the shape that we want it to be. I use my free hands, but then if you have those fancy French curves or those rulers that tailors use, you can use those as well. You would have to try a couple of times to get it right. So once you're satisfied with the shape that you want, I'm going to extend the lines. So I'm going to draw the back patterns now. So I'm going to create a dot. And then from the dot point, I'm going to measure the waist and then the bust, the under bust measurement. It's gonna give you a straight line really. And then I'm going to also divide the back pattern into 2. So now I figure out where I want my burnings to be, or my burning channels to be. This is also up to you. You can freestyle it however you want it. I just wanted it this way. So now I label all the parts and also cut it up. I curved the dot side a little bit. Now placed it on a different sheet and added 1/8 centimeter seam allowance, and this is how it looks. To the sewing, you need fabric, some cotton bias. I'm using black this time, but I also have one that I used white, a boning, and some scissors, and the pattern we just created. You also need a lining, I forgot to mention it. And so we cut 2 pieces each, and also the same for the lining. And we're gonna join all our pieces together, and cutting them you have to add notches, so it's easier for you to join your pieces together. So now this is how it looks after I joined them and pressed all the seams down. I did the same thing for the lining, and now we're going to create our boning channels. So you cut them, you join at the back. You have to leave about 1/2 inch allowance, and we're gonna stitch, stitch. Now we are done stitching all our boning channels. We are going to put the lining right sides facing each other, and then we're gonna stitch the top part. After we stitch it, we're gonna create snips, or what they call notches, just so when we turn it, it will lie flat. Next step is completely optional, but I put bias, cotton bias at the top part. If you want to do this, do it at the very last end. I struggled because I did it too. Now I'm gonna add some bonings. I cut them about half an inch shorter, and I just had too sharp, so I melted down a bit using a candle or a lighter if that is what you have available. We're gonna stick them inside. Once we are done inserting our bonings, we are going to flip the lining back so they face right sides again, and then we're gonna stitch the bottom part. Now we're gonna turn the right sides out. So after that, I also did the same thing I did for the top at the bottom, and then I also add some hoops. I forgot to film this part, but it's pretty easy. And also made some ties, all using the cotton bias, sorry. And this is how it looks, and this is how it looks in front. Please do tag me if you try this. I'd love to see it. This is the Instagram. It's there on the screen somewhere. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is where the video ends. Sorry to see you go, but thank you so much for watching. If you're still here at the end of the video, why haven't you subscribed yet? Come on, I'm waiting. Alright, thank you for subscribing anyway. So leave a comment. I really appreciate your comment, and I'm learning as well, so if you have any tips for me, I'll be happy. And leave your comments down there. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down and let me know in the comment why you don't like it. No hates. This is my first time, so please be nice.